It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Monday, September 14th, 2020 at 7 a.m. and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
I did.
Yeah. We finally got some nice, cooler, drier.
Oh, it's nice out. Very nice.
It was like 60 degrees when I left the house.
It's still
like,
60
what
degrees
the
right
heck?
here. Yeah. Yeah, thank goodness I've got an attic fan. Every window was open, and it's so nice in the house, you know.
You're not worried about Pepper getting sucked up through that thing?
No, he's doing pretty good. I mean, he just
For the size of him, you're right, though, Bob. For the size of him, that could happen. He could be airborne pretty quick.
Just like a dust bunny. Oh, Pepper, bye.
There you go.
Hold on, he's caught on the vent again. Hold on.
He's learned where the air comes in the windows when it's hot.
Stay away from it.
No, to get in there so it's nice and cool. It'll spread out. Anyway, good morning. Welcome Down on the Corner program. Brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 870-425-3191. Tell us about Sears, Bob.
Sears, make the call. They service them all. That's the biggest thing we need to say today. Just if you've got an appliance or a lawn implement that you need worked on, give JR and Company a call. They'll do it. You make the call. They service them all.
Plus, you've got kitchen appliances. You got lawn care equipment, tools.
And they carry DeWalt.
They do carry DeWalt stuff. Yep. Plug-in and battery.
Really?
Awesome.
Yep. So your hometown Sears store, I mean, check with them first. They're locally owned and operated. Bob Zdora going to be on here in a minute, talk about real estate, and he'll always talk about local banks. Another plug is local economy here, you know. Your hometown Sears store. KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Kenmore. Maytag. What else am I missing?
They do sell LG stuff, Life's Good stuff. LG, yeah.
But then, no matter where you buy it, they service it? Question mark?
You make the call, they service them all.
You know, that's a lost art. Used to be fix your radio here, you know, you remember Emmett's Fix-It Shop on Andy Griffith, you know, buy a toaster, it goes, he's fixing
Dale, do you remember Jerry's Triangle TV?
Oh, yeah.
Jerry is a service tech for Sears.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Learn
That's cool.
something
That's
new
cool.
every day.
Now we're talking about a gentleman that had a business here in town back in the early to mid 70s.
That's where I used to buy tubes.
Kept it for years and years and years. Semi-retired and decided to go back to work. He's over at
there you
Sears
go,
Hometown
man.
Store.
Top quality work there. Wow. Your hometown Sears store, locally owned and operated. You can call them at 870-425-3191. If you're in the outlying areas of Marion County, Fulton County, Ozark County, come on down. Love to have you. Your hometown Sears store, locally owned and operated for the very best in home appliances, tools, lawn care equipment, you name it, they've got it. Plus, they have the in-home repair. Your local hometown Sears store, 425-3191. They're at 1029 Highway 62 East. That's up on the hill behind Wendy's, same parking lot as Orscheln's, out in front of Physical Therapy Connection.
You know, Dale, what I know you're in a hurry this morning. One thing about the hometown portion of this, you may go to the Sears hometown store in Harrison, and they'll have a whole different range of things. Mm-hmm. Go to the one over in Ash Flat, it may be different. The store owner is in control of what they sell, and that's just where I need to go with that.
And that's a good thing.
So when we talk about the
sales,
the service, and everything that they do here, it doesn't mean that
may not be happening in other places.
Yes.
So anyway, I know you got to hurry.
No problem. Your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62. That is a good point, though. You know, and he can. He knows what people here need. Mm-hmm. He's trying to meet the needs of our people. That's the advantage of hometown and locally owned and operated. So, your hometown Sears store, once again, 1029 Highway 62 East, 870-425-3191. Who's got coffee? Bob Zedora's got coffee over there. I got coffee, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the very best coffee in town. 3 locations to serve you. The best go to the drive-thrus on Bomber Boulevard or 62 East Plaza until the COVID-19 gets us cleared up to walk through the hospital lobby. And so, talked to Mike not too long ago, about a month ago, and he says, I order beans. They roast them and send them. So you get the freshest beans right here at Brewed Awakening Coffee. You cannot beat the coffee. It is the very best coffee in town. Like Mike says, we are real coffee. Brewed Awakening Coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a good job at all 3 locations. Right now, Bomber Boulevard's open. 62 East Plaza area is open. It's out in front of Anytime Fitness. And, of course, the hospital lobby. I don't know what the rules and regulations are. That's why I suggest just go through the drive-thru. If you don't know, if you're not going near the hospital, just use Bomber Boulevard or 62 East Plaza by Anytime Fitness for Brewed Awakening Coffee. Once again, Brewed Awakening Coffee is the very best coffee in town. Stop by here and have coffee with us sometime. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive in Mountain Home. That's just north of Pizza Hut. And love to have you stop by and enjoy Brewed Awakening Coffee with us. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state of Arkansas to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in Mountain Home, you talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris. Anyone there can help you. There may be others out there that I haven't met or do not know. But when it comes to Roller Funeral Homes, they're caring, loving, understanding. And they know what you're going through. They can help you through a very bad situation, friend, loved one, whatever the deal may be. Roller Funeral Homes, when we print with all our respect on the screen, as you see there in box number 4, that's how they do business on a daily basis. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes. Roller Funeral Homes brings the morning prayer each and every day, so let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. In other words, Lord, we need to be doing this so that our actions and behaviors reflect a Christ-like attitude, one that's not of hatred and violence. Lord, people that don't know you or know who you are seem to be scared to find out the truth. But right now we're in a situation where violence and hatred fills the streets of our cities. Lord, if our people knew Jesus Christ, really knew him as Savior, most of our problems would end. So my prayer today is help us as Christians to be an example of the love of Christ, and that's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
Here it comes.
dun, dun, dun.
Did you practice over the weekend?
No, actually,
We
I
can
didn't.
tell
No, he didn't. Yeah, we do. We do. We do. That was
Perfect.
We did. I held back on the last note. I kind of wanted to belt it out, but didn't want you guys to feel shamed.
Okay, do it now.
so it's only Monday. He's got to see. He's got 4 more days, so he's got to.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zdora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Let's take a peek at the White River. Ooh.
Nice clear.
That's clear.
Wow, beautiful.
We hadn't had a clear day in a little while.
No, well, that's what you get with no humidity.
Wow,
So
look at
the
that.
front came through and
Cleared it
all the
out.
moisture out of
Isn't
here.
that pretty? Cameras mounted in Marion County, Arkansas. The river separates Marion County from Baxter County. The little clearing you see in the front center of the screen is a little baseball park, railroad museum, picnic area along the river, looking into the city of Cotter, Arkansas, one of the fine cities in Baxter County. Good folks there and love going down to Cotter and the White River. You can go to retiredarkansas.net and you can log into the live webcam and look at this throughout the day. There's also a picture, a little camera icon. You can barely see it on the screen right here on my monitor, the lower right-hand part of the screen. We can take pictures throughout the day, share it with friends and family, use it as a desktop or whatever it may be. But while you're on the website at retiredarkansas.net, you can check all the listings with the Z-Team and Century 21 LeMac Real Estate. And so they are ready to serve you today. Bob will be on here in just a few minutes to talk about this week in real estate. But the team is assembled and ready to go, whether you're in Marshall or Mountain View, Arkansas, to Mountain View, Missouri, to Gainesville, back into Mountain Home, Yellville, Cotter, flipping, you name it. They can help you today. 870-405-0793. And they get the awards because of hard work and dedication and outstanding service to their clients. The Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zdora for all your real estate needs. Bringing you the morning weather today. And thank you for the nice weather.
About time I got one, right? I feel like the
You
weather.
truck this weather in.
Yeah, I brought it back with me.
Hit the pause button to where this stays for a little while.
Oh, this will be
Yeah,
nice
there
for a
you
couple
go.
days. Yes, sir.
60 in Mountain Home, 58 at Harrison, 64 at Batesville, 58 at Salem, 60 at Calico Rock, flipping at 63, and Marshall the same there. West Plains at 58, St. Louis at 56, 64 at Poplar Bluff, 57 in Springfield, and in contrast, Watford City, 8 degrees difference right now. North Dakota, 52 degrees there, 60 here, so 8 degrees difference between here and almost the Canadian border. I want to throw this up on the screen, Scooter. I know we hadn't planned this one, but The little graphic here, Tropical Storm
that's
Sally
always
still
good.
forecast to be a hurricane.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And so you can see they're predicting it on the west coast of Florida, the southern part of Alabama, Georgia, to the southeast of Mississippi, and I think the track is going to be similar to what it was the last time a hurricane came through. On the radar, there's not much going on right now. Refresh this and back it out. There we go. You can see the storm out on the west coast of Florida, the south of the panhandle of Florida there, and then we do have some off the east of extreme southern east coast of Texas, and that's about it when it comes to precipitation right now in the United States. A little bit off of the coast of Virginia Beach here out in the ocean. Other than that, we're in just pretty good shape right now. Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, and the Midwest and out west. They could use a little bit of rain in California and Oregon.
They could.
They could use a little bit of a lot of things in California.
Yeah, that's true, but they could definitely use some rain right now to get
They
that
sure
problem
can.
straight.
Have you ever seen
get the
anything?
winds died down?
I mean, my goodness, it's just terrible out there. Anyway, we'll zoom into Arkansas, picking up just a little bit in the Boot Hill of Missouri, straddling the Arkansas-Missouri line. That's over around the St. Francis River. It'll be around Cardwell, Missouri, just east of Paragould. More than likely, that's not even hitting the ground. Overall, your highways are clear. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 530 in Arkansas, 62, 412 east and west, 65 to Branson. Should be a pretty drive there. In Missouri, 60, 160, 67, 61, 63, and 65. Looks good there. I-44, 70, 49, 55, everything good there. Southern Illinois, I-57, I-64, I-24
As
coming
a
into
heads up
Carolina.
for highways.
Huh?
62 412 at the Marion County line going into Boone. They're working on that, and it's one lane
Oh, really?
back and forth. Yeah. So
Going into Boone County from here?
going into Boone County from here. So just kind of keep that in
Oh,
mind
good.
if you're heading that way on 62 412. Expect delays.
And it's a narrow one lane,
And
too.
yes, it is. Yes, it's nice where it's done. It's
Yeah.
nice. But
Very good.
where it's not is not so much.
No watches or warnings right now for Arkansas or Missouri, but you can see the red and all the colors down here for the hurricane possibly coming into the Gulf Coast. Our 7-day forecast is pretty nice. You know, we're going to have 82, 83 degrees, 79 on Friday. Very nice. It's going to be fall-like temperatures coming through, hopefully with some lower humidity. And so, nice weather in store. We do have a chance of showers on Wednesday, 50% chance there. Wednesday night, 30% and 40% on Thursday. Checking iDrive Arkansas right now. Everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. The traffic's moving good in Memphis, Little Rock, and Fort Smith, and Texarkana. No problems there. Missouri Department of Transportation. Don't forget Highway 201 in Arkansas North turns into Highway J in Missouri. They should have that highway completed by the end of October.
I talked to them Friday,
Yeah.
and they are on schedule.
That's good. That's a good thing. Yeah. It's going to be nice. Replacing Lick Creek Bridge. So if you need to go to Springfield from Mountain Home, use Highway 5 north to Gainesville. If you're going to St. Louis or anywhere, east of Gainesville, go to Highway 101 up to 160 and plan your route there in Missouri. Well, let's see. We got the coronavirus update for, the pollen count. Get the pollen count in there. 7. Ragweed.
Dropping
Chinnapods.
down quick.
Boy, it is. It was 10.8 and 10.9 last week, and right now still ragweed, chinnapods, and nettle. But tomorrow 5.5. Look at that; it's dropping pretty good. So, allergy sufferers get a little bit of relief. Now, on the Arkansas COVID-19, they've changed everything on this thing. So, instead of showing how many were positive and how many recovered and all this, they have active cases. So I'm bringing up Baxter County for the example. They're showing 47 active cases for Baxter County, and active confirmed is 43 with active probable at 4. So I can't determine what an active case as compared to an active probable case would be, but you've got 43 confirmed. So for Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, and Izard, you got 43 in Baxter, 8 in Marion, Searcy's 14, 43 in Stone, Izard at 17, 16 in Fulton, a total of 131 in the 6-county area that has a population of 104,900. You can see their active cases in the state is 6,171 with active confirmed at 5,827 with active probable at 344. I don't understand the numbers. I'm just reporting what's on the screen. So,
It would seem either you got it or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, active cases, active confirmed cases, or active probable. Is it flammable, inflammable, or non-flammable? I mean, we don't. It's just, I don't understand what they've done, but all of this has changed. So anyway, coming up. Hey, wow, 7:15. They did it. Okay.
You wanted to be done by 7:12. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I was going to say, no, you didn't do it.
I don't want you going.
We got a new
over
feature
this.
coming in. This morning, a little nervous trying to get everything put together. Coming up right now is Bob Zdora with This Week in Real Estate. Stick around. Be right back.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z team at Century 21 LeMac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you. Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
He counts.
719.
3, 2, 1. That's it.
Huh?
That's his job. That's what we said last week. That's my job, is to count.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. That's it.
That's
He's
it.
done for the day.
They pay him extra for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 too. Bob Zdora is here with This Week in Real Estate. Bob and Linda Zdora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. The website retiretoarkansas.net.
Yes,
Hi.
sir.
How you doing?
Morning. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yep. Nice weekend.
It was a very nice weekend. We got out for a couple of days. I made sure we had internet and everything else. So Linda was happy, and but it was very nice. It was just good to be away for a little bit and a little change of pace. So we're
There you
happy.
go.
That's cool.
Yes, yes.
I'm hearing a lot of. In fact, I was at the dog park yesterday afternoon, and people moving from mountain home, relocating due to job situation, household just like that.
Oh yeah,
Put it up on the
no
market.
question,
Yeah.
no question. I mean, the market is moving
Grab
right
to that.
along. There's people want to come here. The prices have gone up. They haven't gone up exponentially like they did in California and Vegas and things like that during the boom there. But because we're still not that market. I mean, the houses still, they won't hold that value going up, and but they're up quite a bit and things are moving right along. Stuff that's properly presented and priced well are going in a couple of days. That's why the first question we ask people is, what's plan B? Where is it that you're going to go? Have you been there? Do you know what the real estate market is there? Because that's so important that people are prepared to go. I mean, they're used to, well, yeah, we'll put it up on the market and we'll see what happens and, we'll go from there. That isn't the case. If you're on too long, then there's something wrong. Either all properties are unique. Some are more unique than others. And that or it's not priced well. Because people still won't overpay by large amounts for what they will buy. There's people, I was out at David Drake out in North Arkansas Abstract, great guy. Good, salt of the earth guy, squared away. We do all our Marion County business there. And he said that he had closed a couple where people had never even, there was a mail out even. They never even came here at all. They never saw the house. They bought it on the pictures and that was it. So those that are deciding that they don't want to be where they are, this is what we're seeing here. And they're not sure, a lot of people. You see there's a lot of cars in town. You see the Texas, Louisiana. Not as many Illinois as I expected, but I think they're going to have problems selling some of their stuff in Illinois. Yeah. So that's going to slow them down from coming here. Texas is still booming. We forget that Texas picked up 4 congressional seats the last census. That's a lot of people. And so there's people that are trying to get away from that, people from Colorado, Utah that we're seeing coming down, and they're trying to get away from the Californication of their state. And so they're here looking because we have such a great place to be. But if you want to come on the market, it's a great time. Interest rates are great. I can't tell you what it's going to be like. Somebody asked me yesterday, well, what about 6 months from now? Wish I could tell you. I couldn't have told you 6 months ago that it was going to be this way now. We knew that it was the market was moving forward. The interest rates are good. They're still good. What are they going to be in January, February? Wish I had that because I'd be a multi-millionaire come January or February because I know where to be invested. But to be prepared to have the house ready to go, we don't come out and just throw a sign in front of it and say, okay, well, somebody's going to come and buy it. We make sure that your property is presented in the best possible light, the best pictures that can be taken, the best verbiage that can be on there, the best places. The magazine's out. Our magazine comes out every other month. And even at that, some of those properties are under. So magazines that are put out by other companies that come out once, twice a year, everything in there is either gone and you're waiting to get somebody to see your property, and they're not. RetiredArkansas.net is a great source for people, and we get hits from all over the world on there. And people
Can we pull that up real quick, sir?
looking to buy properties just to kind of see what's here. And the area information has so much little area information about the schools, the utilities, the different counties, things like that.
I want to point out how easy this is. Choose your property type residential. You can click on that, then you pick your city, Arkansas and Missouri. And this is, I talk about the MLS number. Can you explain that?
If you got the MLS number, if you're in a magazine, and some of the companies don't put the MLS numbers in there because they want you to call them. Some have the MLS number in there, or if you're looking at Realtor, it'll have the MLS number on there. And you can put that in there. But just even on a search, the whole MLS is in retiredarkansas.net. Every property that I talk about being available is in there. We're on the same feed as everybody else. So that's something extra that we do as the Z team to help service people, to help people find the property that they do. I mean, that's why we're accredited buyers reps. We've got the military relocation professional. We're graduates of the Realtor Institute, senior real estate specialists. These are all classes that Linda and I have gone to, that Sam has gone to for the military, to help us be better at what we do. What we did in trying to form the team. Me and Linda was one thing. When it was just us as a team, that was one thing. You come in here with an
award that tall.
Well,
and
yeah.
you want to get better?
well, yeah, because what we wanted to do with the team is to make and help produce better realtors.
Yes.
And I think that we've seen that with Reese and Sam and Darlene, TJ.
Yeah.
Jordan going to the West Coast out there in Fayetteville, putting out people that know what they're doing. And that was really what we wanted to do. We wanted that to be our legacy, that we have helped the real estate industry here. I was the Realtor of the Year in 2017. We've been, I have the Spirit Award from the Chamber of Commerce for helping to promote the area and helping to promote good business practices here.
Even got recognized by a U.S. Senator.
That's right, twice. And thank you for getting that out to us. That will come to some good purpose. But that's what we've done. I mean, we have done everything we can do to try to help the real estate industry here and to help put good realtors on the street. We do not own the company. We'll try this one more time. Bob and Linda do not own Century 21. We have our business interest with them is in our real estate business, and that's it. Somebody says, well, I saw one of your listings. No, that's not my listing. Just the fact that it says Century 21 doesn't mean that it's ours. The Z team, we have our own type of signs out there, and it says Century 21, and it's got the address and everything on there, because that's what we do. I mean, we work for Century 21. We're all independent contractors. It can get kind of convoluted, but we have no ownership rights in Century 21 LeMac Realty at all. So you have to ask for us. You can't just say, oh, I talked to one of your agents. No, you didn't. Unless you talk to Sam or Darlene or Linda or me, Reese, TJ, you didn't talk to us. So keep that in mind, that it's a bigger deal out there than just the Z team. But the Z team in itself is a pretty big deal, though.
It is, yeah.
We're thankful for that.
Yeah, very good. How about some numbers?
This week in real estate, there were 35 new listings came on, 10 parcels of land, 25 homes came on the market. They came on in a range of 575,000 to 34,000. 3 of those came on as active contingent. One of those was one of ours. There were 42 sales, 1 commercial property, 17 parcels of land sold, 24 homes sold. And they sold in a range from 285,000 to 48,000. Average sale price of 153 with 91 days on market. That's like really. 3.6 million in residential real estate closed this past week. 22 properties expired, 13 had price changes. There's 153 pendings.
Goodness.
I mean, that's a big number. There's currently 267 homes that are listed on the MLS that you can walk in and buy. Like I said, 267. So by the time you take those pendings and the active contingents and stuff, it's a bigger number than that. But it actually being able to walk in, that you don't have to write a backup offer on something.
2017, we're over 1,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
The 267 is really a small number. We're up a little bit from last week.
Yeah.
107 in Mountain Home, 17 in Both Shoals. There's 2 left. There's only 2 left in Cotter. And I went by and I saw an under contract sign, so I think one of those isn't there anymore either.
Wow.
Year to date, there's been 790 homes have sold for $128.4 million. Average sale price this year is $162,000 with 145 days on market. Last year,
Dennis Milligan's on tomorrow. I'm going to ask him, there's got to be some state B12 shots. When you sell $128 million, and you guys have been, what was it last year, 100 and...
Well, last year we were at 119 million. There was 799 homes that sold last year. So 9 more homes sold last year at 119 million.
So you're almost up $10 million.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the average sale price last year was $149 with 135 days on market. So things are still moving forward. I mean, you got to consider what a whack the coronavirus has been to individuals, as far as people being able to come out, come around and see things, to visit the area. However, it also caused another part of the society to want to leave where they are when they're, they feel smothered with the mask and things like that. I mean, when you talk to people, we forget how God has blessed us by being here in this area. People from other areas, when you talk to them and the way they're treated in their own hometowns, and they feel like they're prisoners with the thing. And it's not just just a general malaise from this constant drumbeat that's been going on since March, and it's taking its toll on people. You can hear it in their voice. You can see it when you talk to them. So we're all blessed to be here, and we need to remind each other of that. And we are. So give my honey a call. I'm sorry, I'm getting. She's at 870-405-0793. The website is retiredtoarkansas.net. Give us a call. We'll come out. We'll help you. If you're thinking about coming on the market, it's getting too much, you had a hard time keeping the grass up and stuff like that, keeping the outside maintenance, don't let that deferred maintenance get away from you. Don't say, well, we'll be better next year, because, age just takes its toll. It just is. It's a fact of life. And it's a hard thing to do, to say that we're going to stay and we're going to be okay. And then we end up going in there in a year or two too late, and the deferred maintenance is caught up, and there's leaks, and there's, you get mold issues. There's so many things that can happen. Get ahead of it. We can help you. If you feel overwhelmed, say, I'll never be able to get out of here. Look at all this stuff. We can help with all of that. Give my honey a call, 870-405-0793.
That's the advantage of having the team.
Yes, sir.
In Marion County, you've got access to Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
East of the lake, Fulton, Sharp, Stone.
We cover the big area, but we've got trained people we've got movers. We've got people that can help you to liquidate your stuff. I mean, don't see it as being so overwhelming that you can't do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You get Reese down around.
Oh, yeah. Reese covers that whole southern area down there. I mean, he's born and raised down there. It's a great advantage having him on our team. There's no question. Reese Tubbs does a great job for us.
You bet. The Z Team, Bob and Linda Zdora, for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. Be sure to check out the website.
Yes.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area, with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being, they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because I don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
When you think
7:36, and we're attempting something new on Mondays called Missing Monday. Be through the Morgan Nick Foundation in conjunction with the Attorney General's Office of the State of Arkansas. Missing Monday is brought to you by People That Care, brought to you by Connecticut Water, brought to you also by J. Chafin State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Happy Lawn Care LLC, and they are proudly insured by J. Chafin Insurance State Farm, and of course the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation. In the studio with me is Brent Weaver, who's been with the Morgan Nick Foundation now for 18 years. And we're waiting on a call in. Hopefully they can get logged in so we can talk to the Morgan Nick Foundation. Mm-hmm. And so, Brent, you know, this is the inaugural run with Missing Monday.
Right.
And so how did all this come about with the Morgan Nick Foundation?
The Morgan Nick Foundation is named after a little girl named Morgan Nick that was kidnapped from a ballpark in Alma, Arkansas back in 1995, and her mom started the foundation a year later, and they have actually increased their mission way they do things now in the past year. It used to be where we would help families with missing kids, and now they have increased to also involving missing adults. So
really?
Yes.
So the difference between an Amber Alert and a Silver Alert, is that?
There's a huge difference. Silver Alerts are for usually the adults. When you think of silver, you think of senior citizens, but that's not necessarily the case. But Amber Alerts are for children, and they have to meet certain criteria to reach those levels to be announced as an Amber Alert.
Let's see some of the papers. I'm trying to find. Okay. How do we need to navigate this on Facebook to get what you've brought up here for the current right now?
If you go to the Morgan Nick Foundation's Facebook page, we list any of the most recent posters, and also since we do Missing Person Mondays in conjunction with the Attorney General's Office, that
okay, there's Terry Henry right here. This is one you have a.
Yes. That's an example of the Missing Person Monday. That's the most recent. There should be a new one put out today from the Attorney General's Office. Mm-hmm. And, for instance, like Terry Henry, he was last seen in Prescott, Arkansas on September 10th, 2014. And the investigating agency is the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, as you can see on that poster there. Not much is known on this case. I believe he's 6'2". I believe maybe on that other sheet there, Dale.
Yeah, here we go. Let me read through this. At
Okay.
8 p.m. on September 11th, missing person was reported to the NCSO, that's Nevada County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Cole Hillary responded to the residence located on Highway 278, that's a federal highway. He is informed that members that 41-year-old African-American male had not been seen since he left his residence at 10 a.m. on the 10th, which is just last Thursday. Information from other sources given to the department stating that Henry is seen walking west on US 278 on September 11th at noon. Sheriff's deputies were told that he was last seen getting to a red car on Roston Road in Prescott on that same evening of September 11th. The Sheriff's Department, local fire departments have conducted a search of the Roston area around the Henry home and near other possible sighting areas. Terry Henry stands 6'2" tall. He weighs 150 pounds, was last seen wearing a brown shirt. And if anyone has seen him, call the Nevada County Sheriff's Department at 870-887-2616. See what else, what's that other
Okay.
one you got there, Brent? Now just go through these, what you told.
Okay.
This is Donnie Ray Peterson. Let me back up here and we'll bring these pictures up here. Donnie Ray Peterson right here. Now, last seen June 3rd. He's been missing a while. This is in the Walden area. Missing since June 3rd from Waldron. He was 57 years old, 5'11", 240 pounds, white male, brown hair, blue eyes. He was last seen, where's Waldron? Is that in the Washington County area?
I
Fayetteville?
believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
northwest. He's never been heard from since June 3rd.
Correct. Yeah, there's not much known on that case at all.
How do they start an investigation when they have no leads?
That is a very good question. You know, the only thing they have to go off on would be eyewitness statements, if they can locate that. When you have cases like this, it's just almost really virtually impossible, and you know, to unless you have family members that might know what direction they're going. Other than that, you really don't have any information available whatsoever.
Because it says the details of disappearance. Okay, explain this. Details of disappearance and psychic results.
It's like, okay, that's one thing the foundation probably, you know, I've heard Colleen talk about this. We don't really believe in the psychics. Psychics do get involved quite a bit.
You're kidding.
They believe they can possibly locate the person.
Peterson was last seen in Waldron, Arkansas, June 3rd. He's never been heard from again. July, August, September, that's past 90 days. What do they do? I mean, so while we've got Terry Henry here that's been missing since the 10th, which was last Thursday, and both of these have come through the Attorney General's office. Both of these reports are Attorney General reports of missing people.
Right. Right. And the state clearinghouse is actually through the Attorney General's office. So she keeps track. The clearinghouse, the state clearinghouse, goes through the Attorney General's office.
The state clearinghouse, what's that?
What that is that she keeps all the records of all missing persons in the state of Arkansas, whether it be a child or an adult.
That's at the state capitol?
Yes.
And I'm not aware. Give me a little more. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. Each state actually is the Attorney General's office in each state is actually known as the clearinghouse of their state. And what they do is they keep all the records of any missing child, missing adult, any strange facts. You know, if it's a throwaway, you know, case of a weather related. You know, for like if you're in Louisiana, if you have hurricanes and families get split up. So they keep track of all that information, and they're the ones that will put all that out to the public. And then you have foundations like Morgan Nick Foundation that assist in that, and they also keep we have case managers, and they handle cases and stay in contact with the families and assist as well.
Okay, now on the National Weather Service, I'm gonna pull this up. Give Scooter a minute. I'm gonna have to take just a minute. I have to log it in here. Let me find it here. Well, it's not cooperating. There we go. First, gotta spell it right. Normally on this map, okay, this map right here. When I get a bright yellow, that's an amber alert. Okay, it could be in Texas, it could be in Arkansas, Illinois, it could be anywhere in the country. Now, no matter what the city or town or state may be, we issue that no matter what. Now, it could be in Maryland, I'm still going to issue it, even though it's 1,500 miles away.
Right.
The difference between a missing child and an amber alert.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know, Amber Alert, you have to meet certain criteria. It's mainly for abducted children. And so, I mean, I've seen cases where the state police agencies have issued Amber Alerts and not have any information on the possible abductor or vehicle. So each state does have different criteria, and which makes it a lot of confusion to the public, and hopefully one of these days we'll get all on the same page. You know, some of the states do. But it is important that the information through Amber Alerts get put out as quickly as possible. We're talking not just minutes, but seconds that are important to relocate that child.
I remember probably 2 to 3 years ago, there was a missing child in Stone County. And I was in contact with Senator Missy Irvin on a different subject, and she says, and she told me there's a missing child. In fact, I think the Baxter County Sheriff's Office used a helicopter. It was all hands on deck. Anybody that could walk through the woods, you know, it's just like, almost like joining a chain link fence together and just combing that area till they found that child. She says, I'm not doing anything until that child's found. And so I think the child, you remember that? It was about about
that individual case, no.
2013, it turned out okay. But that was not an Amber Alert because it was a missing child.
Correct. Yes. When the officer when he's there, he's doing his investigation, and they realize that the child has just wandered away from the house, that does not fall under the criteria of an Amber Alert. So what immediately becomes a search. And I know there's different ways to do searches. Each agency is different.
Does the FBI get involved in some of these?
If I remember right, through training, a family member can request FBI at any time.
Really?
Yes.
That doesn't mean they're going to come out.
Right.
Correct.
Request anything.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. But if there's a little hint of an abduction, more than likely FBI can be involved, yes.
Wow. 7:47, need to take a break. More with Brent Weaver with the Morgan Nick Foundation. We'll be right back.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
It's 7:50. Brent Weaver's here from Morgan Nick Foundation. And what were you saying about the Fulton? We can share that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's a closed case now. I believe it was last week, a woman by the name of Shasta, which has, she's mentally disabled and wandered away from, I believe, a campsite over near the Many Islands Road area. And I think that search lasted about 2 or 3 days. And believe they located her down in Mississippi.
This was an adult?
Yes. Yes, this was an adult. And with, obviously, if they have a mental disability, that falls under a different category. And, of course, hard to put out any type of alerts when you don't have vehicle information or anybody that possibly, may have picked her up or whatever. And I know she was originally from Louisiana, so they know for a fact she was trying to get back home, is basically what she was trying to do.
But she was actually a resident of Fulton County, Arkansas.
I don't know if she's a resident or if she was just there visiting with family, I believe. So I think they were at a campground, if I remember right. So, yeah, and that search, the Baxter County Sheriff's Office was involved in that with the helicopter, and the K-9 unit from the North Central unit. And Calico Rock was involved in the search as well. So,
okay, now what about back when I was in grade school in St. Clair County, Illinois? Of course, this is mid to late 60s, a long time ago. Kidnapping was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very good neighborhood in the city where I lived. Well, the town those days it was still mainly farming, but we were always taught don't talk to strangers. And then we had what was called a block home. Do you remember block homes? Did they have that in Chicago? Do you remember block homes? Had a sign, and that was kind of a safe house. If you were,
the blue star or the blue hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we knew that if there was a problem, we could run to that block home and be safe because they were registered with the local PD and the sheriff's office of St. Clair County, Illinois. Does that still happen? I mean, a kidnapping.
Yeah, I don't think they have the safe houses anymore like that. Matter of
Should
fact,
we?
I would say it could possibly work. I don't know the way the times have changed. I know the National Center of Missing Exploited Children has taught us that the term stranger danger is a myth. It no longer exists. And for the fact is, one, adults don't model it. Kids see parents talking to strangers all the time. And more than likely, and statistic-wise, if there is an abduction, it's usually by a person that the child knows.
Really?
Yes.
So the trust is already there.
The trust is already there. And there's times where a child may need the assistance of a stranger to help. So the myth of the stranger danger is actually a myth nowadays. Criminals have figured out ways around it. So we have to change our tactics to avoid, the situation. Now, do I still hear parents say stranger danger? Yes. Is it okay for children to talk to strangers? It depends. It depends on if they need to. I would say if I had a small child, don't talk to them unless it's absolutely an emergency. But other than that, it kind of still exists and it kind of doesn't, if that makes sense. So, and when I used to go into the schools and talk to school-aged children, and we went through scenarios like if you got separated at Walmart from your mom, with a person wearing a blue vest, are they good people to go to for assistance? And someone would say no, someone would say yes, and obviously the answer is yes because that's the employees that work there. And I would bring up another scenario. If you see a mom with other children, would that be a good source? A lot of the children would probably say no. And the actual answer is yes, because that's an responsible adult that's responsible for her own children, and she would probably assist a child that's in need.
I remember being with my grandfather one time. We were at the big Sears store in East St. Louis, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, East St. Louis, Illinois, when you could actually be safe. He was looking at some tires or something in the garage. So I'm going to go find Grandma. And I walked off. I knew where I was going. I was 5 or 6 years old, and I was loose in the Sears store. And I remember coming down one flight of steps. My grandfather's looking all over me because I wander off. You know, now that's terrifying.
Yes.
I don't care if you're in Mountain Home or Little Rock or Memphis or East St. Louis, Illinois, but
right. Yeah, and when you think about missing children, especially with abductions, obviously the first thing I think of is John Walsh. When Adam was kidnapped. And I think Adam's story is what really put the missing child.
Refresh my memory. I remember what was that?
Yes, I was down in Florida. I'm not sure. Was it Tampa, I believe, or somewhere down in there? And Adam was kidnapped from a shopping mall, and they found his body several days later. And what great thing came out of this is that a new agency was created because of this case, and is now known as the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. And so, which is really developed and brought out the information of missing children nationwide. Put a focus onto that, because before that, you really didn't hear much about missing kids.
Now, the thing that comes out on Missing Monday is not just children; it's
adults too. Yeah.
Adults
last time I heard,
it's got the logo here for the Attorney General's office. So.
Yes, last time I heard, the state had over 500 cases of missing kids and adults as well.
500 just in Arkansas.
Just in Arkansas, yes.
Okay, I got to bring up one tough subject that we've talked about, kind of hit and miss, the sex trafficking issues. Is that, we like to be happy-go-lucky around here, but we got to bring it out. I know some facts and figures because we've talked to the prosecuting attorney of the 14th Judicial District here before. But your thoughts on the sex trafficking issue involving children?
I've been doing some research, and of course I've gone through training on this subject as well. Arkansas has a lot of improvement to do. We are so lagging behind that, and I believe, and a lot of our legislatures are also frustrated because it's falling on to our courts that are kind of being lenient on the subject.
I had a senator telephone me about this subject last week. Yeah.
Yes, and after doing some of this research, Arkansas was actually, I think, ranked, and I may be wrong on this, but it was in the 30s, and we have fallen into the 40s, around 43, and it's for the lack of arrests made and for the lack of convictions in human trafficking.
Bob Zdora's over here, former law enforcement officer. Bob Rucknwald you got one or two children involved in law?
Had two, have one now.
Have one now in law enforcement. That's got to be almost a nightmare for law enforcement people to have to deal with issues like that.
Yes. It's still a new concept, the human trafficking, to us. There's still a lot to learn, but yet I'm seeing headway, because in the past couple of weeks, especially in the states of Georgia and Ohio, they have made some huge arrests and large sting operations where I've been seeing 20 some odd missing kids located, and the people have been arrested on the human trafficking. And we're not talking about kids that's been missing for a day or two. We're talking about some that's been missing for over a year.
That's scary.
Yet it's not a national story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the group that you work with, Brent, do you work tight with that Into the Light organization that's around?
No, I have talked to them. I have not worked with them, and I think they're doing a great thing for the community. I would like to see them broaden a little bit towards males. I know they focus a lot on females, but males are also a huge part of the human trafficking part of it.
Final thoughts about 15 seconds.
15 seconds. It's really important for us to get these old cases out, to keep those cases fresh and alive, and maybe we'll reach somebody that's knows something or seen something.
All right. Do it again next Monday. Pretty well wraps it up. Hope you have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.